All right, peace and greetings, YouTubers. So, welcome to another edition of In the News. Let's just jump right into it. Now, I have to start with the University of Florida. I don't know if you guys have seen these clips, but there's a clip where, actually there's a few clips where, they had their commencement ceremony, and the students are happy, they're celebratory, all that great stuff. And so some of the students were taking selfies, some of them were trying to dance, do whatever they got to do. And they just had this usher person, or I don't know what you want to call him, but the guy with the orange and the blue robe on, he wasn't having it with any of them. So every time somebody would start celebrating, he starts escorting them on off the stage. But the issue was, with the students that were minority, especially the black students, he would manhandle these people, just throw them off to the side of the stage. They'd be walking and excited, and he just grabbed, come on. I'm gonna post the clips while I'm talking. And so the one that got me the most, that I had to laugh though, even though I was a little annoyed, is the dude that's doing his little dance, and the guy is trying to throw him off, and he's still dancing as the guy's pushing him to the side. I'm just like, bro, chill out. Let them have their moment. Especially the girl, she came out, she was coming to do her Proud Mary routine, and he was already shutting it down before she could even get to the podium. I was like, damn. You know what I mean? Crazy. My thing is this. I do understand that these graduations are supposed to be, regal and prestigious, but it's a college graduation. These are some 21, 22-year-old kids who have just spent the last 4 years stressed out. Yeah, they had a great time. Lots of parties, lots of everything else. But on the flip side, lots of tears, lots of I don't think I'm going to pass this class, lots of crappy meals, lots of weight gain, weight loss, acne, broken heart, all that stuff. College is an experience, and when you finally get done with it, even though you really don't want to leave, you are excited to get the hell up out of there. And so let them have their moment. Like, listen, if that was me and I done paid y'all all this money, I'm going to be $30,000 or $40,000 in debt anyway. You gonna let me sea walk or do whatever I want to do on the stage. If I want to do the whole bus stop, I'm gonna do the bus stop on the stage, and I'm gonna turn on all four sides and do a full out bus stop. It is what it is. If you don't know the bus stop, it was like the cousin to the electric slide, but the bus stop came out first. Anyway, so I was just like, yeah, you gotta chill out. And see, he's lucky that the people that he kept trying to manhandle were good sports about it, because let that have been the wrong person. Like, I wish it would have been like an older black man that was like 55, 60. Okay, because they have what you like to call, or what I like to call, old man strength. Like, if I'm ever in a situation where I gotta get in a fight with somebody, if they are a black man between the age of 55 and like 60, actually 50 and like 66, I don't want nothing to do with it, because they got old man strength. I'm not even trying to lose that fight. Like, they got the strength of like oppression and Jim Crow in them. It's just like they have flashbacks. They're like getting bricks thrown at them walking to school. I will never try one of them, because they get this strength. Like, they're just super strong out of nowhere. I will always remember, I had to do a work training a few weeks ago where I was like conducting a training with some other people that were, trying to pretty much get into youth development and stuff like that. And so me and this one guy that I work with, we don't work together, but we were in the same organization. We had to simulate a scene where it's like we're supposed to be two teenagers that are about to get in a fight, and the other people in the room are supposed to respond how they should respond accordingly as, staff when it comes to teenagers fighting and stuff like that. And so, we're supposed to be having this little fake fight, and I don't know if he didn't get the memo that this is supposed to be a fake fight. When I tell you this old man, I was like, whoa, put me back down, put me down. Listen, these Stacey Adams, man, I'm trying to wear these to church next week. Calm down. Like, he literally had me up with one arm. I'm like, how? You already got gout. How'd you pick me up? But man, so listen, I don't mess with people between like 50 and 66. Now, after 66, it's a different story. Them bones start to deteriorate. So what's up? What you want to do? No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, let people have their moment. Especially, like, I don't know. There's some good people, because had that have been me, the way that my family is set up, especially on my dad's side, they would have already been on the stage meeting him right then and there. Okay, my mama's side of the family, they would have met him in the parking lot at least, but my daddy's side would have walked right up on the stage right then and there. It would have been a different kind of show. Okay, he was a little bit too comfortable. Sometimes when people get into positions of power, they let that crap get to their head, because he's acting like Jacksonville ain't down the street. Okay, he wouldn't be doing that mess in Jacksonville, I tell you that. Anyway, let them kids have their moment. They work very hard. Okay, they're already about to be in all kind of debt. Most of them are going to hate their first job anyway. Let them have that 5-6 second of fame. It is what it is. It's a college graduation. Half of them was playing beer pong the night before anyway. So let's not try to act like it was some kind of regal experience. Anyway, then you got John McCain. You gotta be a really terrible person to get disinvited to somebody's funeral before they even die. Okay, John McCain pretty much put it out there where he was like, look, I don't want Donald Trump at my funeral at all. I said, you gotta be a terrible person to be disinvited. Oh, you know what? I want Donald Trump to show up anyway, because I just need a good show, right? Listen, I was never the biggest fan of John McCain, so, but the thing, Trump, I want to see him show up anyway. I just want to see what would happen. All right, I'm interested to see what happens with that. But yeah, you got to be some kind of terrible, because in my opinion, John McCain was already a problematic kind of person, in my opinion. Y'all don't have to agree. I don't care. When I look at his policy, I got a million beefs with this guy. But I'm like, for him, of all people, to say Donald Trump can't come to his funeral, you got to be really terrible to not be eligible to go to John McCain's funeral, okay? A few of them. Mitch McConnell, too. When he gets of age, listen, I wish Mitch McConnell would disinvite somebody to his funeral. Mitch, what? Okay, anyway. I want to see him show up anyway. But you know what? My beef with him, my beef ain't even really, you know who I got a beef without his family? His daughter is problematic, too. I don't know if you ever see her on that show, when she's on The View. That girl, my God, she just seems miserable all the damn time. She's just mad all day. Like, anytime somebody says something she disagree with, she just be up there all tight-faced. Like, she's that kind of person that ruins the fun for everybody all the damn time. Like, my God, she's like, I don't know. She reminds me of, like, the kids, when I was in elementary, we weren't allowed to chew gum in class. So she reminds me of, like, the kids where if you had some gum and you were chewing it, she'd be like, give me some or I'm telling. I'm like, tell. You're like, no, you're not getting none. Like, what you doing, okay? And then she go and tell and try to snitch on you. And I was like, that's okay, because I stepped in your lunchbox when we was on the bus anyway. Your sandwich is smushed, so catch up. Boom. But, yeah, she just seems like a miserable person, too. I mean, that has to be tough to be watching your father, like, dies, because I've had that experience myself. So that is a tough experience. But even before he had the brain cancer, she is just, her energy's all wrong. She need to reevaluate her life or something. Just, I've never seen somebody so pissy all the damn time. Every time I turn on that show, she mad about something. What you mad about? And then when you're mad about something, you're not supposed to wear it on your face, okay? You're supposed to have that, like, at least with me, when I'm pissed off about something, you will never know. I don't let anybody see me sweat most of the time. Even at work, when I'm with them kids, they already know I do not yell. I don't believe in yelling at kids because they're not going to have me looking crazy so they can laugh at me. Because I know when I was in middle school, high school, if the teacher ever lost their composure and started yelling, we thought that was the funniest crap. We would be in there dying, just making it worse. You know how you get, like, the church giggles and the teacher's like, no, if one more person says something, everybody's in trouble. And you're sitting there just trying to hold it together. That was me. So I see, like, a reflection of myself in some of these kids. So listen, even when they're getting on my nerves, I'm like, okay, psychological warfare. Oh no, looks like everybody's ready to go home early. Good, I can beat traffic. All right, everybody, get your backpacks, get out. But anyway, moving on. I don't really be kicking the kids out, but anyway, just in case somebody who I work with is watching this, I don't need y'all snitching on me. But that's interesting. And then I saw Melania. She did the whole press conference because, you know, I guess her agenda is the whole anti-cyberbullying situation. And I'm kind of just like, Melania, the irony. Y'all already know where we're going with this, so I'm not even going to address it. But listen, take care of home first. You need to take care of home before you try to tell everybody else what to do. Secondly, then I saw that she done went and plagiarized whatever the little platform thing was. She done stole something from the FTC from 2014 and pretty much, you know, recreated it and passed it off as her own. I'm like, Melania is just obsessed with the Obamas. Like, for the Obamas to be so damn terrible, they stayed taking all of their stuff. First it's Michelle Obama's speech and then this and that. Now you still in the whole anti-bullying, whatever they had going. Like, Melania, I need Melania to do something right. Like, you ain't even really got to do anything anyway. There's not really any expectations of Melania already. So if you done took 16, 17 months to come out here with this anti-cyberbullying thing, I expect for it to be together. Like, you're supposed to have a whole 10-point platform and stuff. You done copied and pasted something and posted it. Mediocrity at its finest. I tell you, some people can just be mediocre at everything and they just get the world. It's absolutely terrible. I feel bad for people who work really, really hard and nothing ever comes to fruition because people like Melania and people like additional folks who are super, super mediocre just, they just get all the accolades and all the praise and all the opportunity. Doors just be opening and, they just roll out the red carpet. It's kind of funny to watch the way that Melania is treated in comparison to Michelle Obama. It's the most interesting thing because, Michelle Obama wasn't ladylike and she showed her arms and she was problematic. And then you look at Melania and I'm like, I ain't trying to cook the girl. And by the way, anybody who wants to sit here and say, oh, Melania doesn't bother anybody, don't cook her, F all that. Because she was right there doing a whole birtherism stuff on that TV interview. Talking about, well, why can't he show his birth certificate? Okay, you ain't exempt either. But anyway, moving on. Janet Jackson. Yes. She's being honored at the Billboard Awards. She's getting like an Icon Award. Which I'm kind of like, y'all a little late, man. Y'all should have been gave Janet Jackson that mess. It's interesting because Janet is in that class with like Michael, Madonna, Prince, Whitney, and sometimes people put Mariah in that class. Sometimes they're kind of hesitant because she came a little bit later, but I feel like those six are pretty much the faces of the MTV generation, the faces of like the radio pop explosion, all of that. But it's interesting because I always felt like Janet always is like at the bottom of that list. Whenever they start talking about the greatest this, that, and that, she's always one who people like to kind of erase her legacy. So I'm glad somebody's giving her some recognition, especially the Billboard Awards. I think she's still the artist that has the most of those. And she has a bunch of different records that probably won't ever be broken. And so It's like, yes, give Janet her kudos, please, y'all, because y'all stay killing off people or like killing off people's career. Like I've always said, Janet Jackson will never be respected until after she dies. Like it's interesting because people always say, oh, she can't sing and she can't blah 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 blah. But then I'm looking like, well, pretty much what's interesting is when I look at today's industry, pretty much all of the humming refrigerator singers are the say all be all at the moment. The ones that don't really do anything vocally, they kind of just stay right here. That's pretty much the move for 2018 for anybody who's an R&B singer. You just stay right here in this little pocket right here. You just make your little album about whatever you make, and all of your songs, you sing everything in the same range with the same octave and a half all day. But for some reason, y'all got a problem with Janet Jackson singing Miss You Much. I don't get it. Anyway, so kudos to her. I can't wait to watch the performance because she's performing too. And this is, I think, they said it's her first performance in 9 years on TV. So bring it, Janet. You better bring it. People trying to find reasons to hate on you, so bring it. So that's cool. And then we got to talk about Donald Glover, or Childish Gambino, whichever you like to call him. I did see the video. It's interesting. I need to go back and watch it a few more times because I've only watched it once, and it's a unique conversation because I'm seeing two extremes. I'm seeing some people who are like, this is just brilliant, this is dope, and then I see other people like, no, this is problematic. We're tired of seeing like black people die on camera, and then they have some other issues with Donald's personal life and some of his choices. And so my initial response to the video after seeing it one time is I was like, okay, this is an interesting visual that you're giving. Like it's interesting. I like the song. The song is really catchy. I have to go back and watch the video a few more times and really analyze it before I can really give my full opinion on what I think. But good marketing, smart idea to release it while you're on Saturday Night Live. I can't even speak today. Interesting. But so we'll see what happens with that. I really want to go back and reanalyze the video. I want to see. I don't know, because with some of the people who were making the points about what they had an issue with, I'm like, okay, well, let me go back and look and see how I feel about all that. So I'll go back and follow him. And then I guess one of the last things I was going to talk about was Bryson Tiller. I was reading that he was stating that he was depressed during his last album that came out, and it's interesting. Well, one, kudos to him for being so open and honest, but it's interesting to see that so many in the entertainment industry just deal with so much emotionally. Like right now, I'm reading Jennifer Lewis's book. By the way, I will talk about a lot of the books I've been reading because you guys keep asking. I'll do that in my next video because there's a couple of these back here I got to catch you guys up on. But right now, I've been reading a lot of the, what is his name? Ta-Nehisi Coates. I've been reading a lot of his stuff, and I'm reading Jennifer Lewis's book right now. She had a bunch of emotional and mental issues. Well, I don't like to say mental issues, but she pretty much has bipolar disorder. So she's talking about that in her book. But Bryson Tiller was talking about how he was dealing with a lot of things. And it's interesting because as I look at what's going on, there's so many entertainers who are having all kind of situations where they're depressed or they're dealing with stuff emotionally. And I feel like it's an empty world when you're living the life of a celebrity. You know what I mean? Because people love you for something that you offer, but they never quite love you for you. Like I was reading some stuff about comedians, which kind of scares me because that's one of my side hustles. But comedians have like a really, really high suicide rate and a high depression rate. And some of it is centered around the fact that people never take them seriously. People always look to them just for a good time, but then when they're trying to be vulnerable or when they need that void filled, they don't get it because people only want to see them as that object of entertainment or that object of euphoria that they give people. People always take all of their energy, but nobody invests in them, and then they don't invest in themselves. And so I was like, that is interesting. I was like, is that me? Is that me? Is that me? No, I don't think that's me. No, that's not me. So that was interesting. And even in the Jennifer Lewis book, she talks about a run-in that she had with Robin Williams. And, Robin Williams killed herself, unfortunately. Absolutely crazy. Going back to Melania, because I got to get this off my chest. You know what? Going back to taking care of home. You know what? Melania reminds me of when parents have children who are bad as hell, but they swear to God that their child is like the most angelic thing to walk the earth, and they want everybody to be miserable and like abide by whatever it is that they want, or the whole world has to stop. Like it just reminds me, like again, how are you doing an anti-cyberbullying anything, and Donald Trump is your husband? I'm stuck on that. Reminds me of one time when I used to still go to daycare. I remember Power Rangers, it came out on VHS and we were supposed to watch it. Like this is back in the day when, a movie would come out in January and it wouldn't come out on VHS till that next February of the next year. Like it would be like anywhere between 7 months to a year before that movie would come out on VHS. And so finally Power Rangers was going to be on VHS and we were going to watch it at daycare. We were so hyped, like excited. And then you had them 2 kids. Their parents, oh no, that's violent. We can't let our kids watch that. So rather than, them just taking them 2 kids and making them go in another room and play with some Play-Doh or some mess, we couldn't even watch Power Rangers. The movie had to be canceled. We had to watch Fox and the Hound. When I tell you I was livid, boy, and that's when I used to have the light up Power Ranger shoes. When I say I wanted to kick both of them in the shin, I want them to see the force because the shoes were lit up as I kicked them. I was pissed. Oh, Melania. Anyway. And then Rachel Dolezal. I watched the documentary. All I'm going to say is you need to go to a therapist. Really. Seriously, you just need to go to a therapist. There's so many layers to that documentary and to what's being presented. And Rachel. It's always Washington State. I told y'all, it's always Washington State, Florida, and Arizona. It's them 3 states with everything all the time. Y'all know I'm from Washington State, so I can say that. The people I feel bad for in that documentary are the kids. Like, because, she adopted all these black children. But I feel bad for them because it's like they haven't been able to live normal lives. And, like, one of the sons... I don't mean to spoil it for y'all, so I'm not going to tell y'all everything that happens in it if you choose to watch it. Now, but one of the sons, like, everything that she had done and how the world responded just really got to him. He had to pretty much just leave that entire situation and go on a different path. I'm like, man, see, people don't think. Sometimes your actions affect people around you, especially when... I don't know. We'll do another video on Rachel because she ain't taking my energy tonight. But I still don't know how people thought that was a black woman. She didn't even look black to me at all. Like, she looked exactly how she... You know what? I'm trying to change. I'm trying to be a better person. So I'm going to just let this video stop right there. So, until next time, subscribe. The podcast is out. What I decided to start doing is I did upload the first episode. Right now it's on episode 4, so you can catch up with it on SoundCloud and Spotify, iTunes, all those platforms like that. What I'm going to do is once it's been 30 days after the episode has been out, then I'll upload the next one to the YouTube channel. So for the people on my podcast or the people on YouTube that responded to the podcast that were asking, when does the next one come out, you can honestly go check out the episode 2, 3, and 4 right now. But episode 2 will not be on this YouTube channel for like another 2.5, 3 weeks. Right? Anyway, I'm out. Subscribe.